Well, this is President Trump saying how he wants to put steel back in the United States. He wants to have steel produced in the United States. And of course, that would be very hard because we have a very high standard of living, and it would be very hard for us to be able to keep it price effective. But now he went on to say how he is keeping everyone out of war. He was the one to keep us out of war, except he takes all the credit for ISIS, defeating ISIS. But the thing is that the countries that Trump bonded with during his presidency, Russia, China, Israel, we had so many trips to all those countries, and he kept talking about how great those countries were. They're better than the United States. They're stronger than the United States. They're smarter than the United States. Now those countries have taken Trump at his word, and they have all decided to take extra land. They don't want to stay where they are. Russia wants to go into the Ukraine, and it's fighting for that land. And it's also going to go into Alaska, according to Putin's plans, and it's going to go through the strait up there at Alaska, and then others feel that that Russia will go into the Arctic Ocean as that permafrost continues to defrost and the ocean opens up. Russia has already put a flag at the bottom of one part of the ocean, and so that's going to become a big fight. And a lot of those countries we saw join NATO, Finland, Norway, and so forth. They are border countries close to Russia. If they decide to fight over the Arctic Ocean, so that is our future up in that area with the United States. Of course, the Russians would come down through Canada, as well as taking over Alaska. So then we have China, who wants to and is ready to go into Taiwan. It already took over Hong Kong. And then we have Israel, which decided to take over Gaza. And that war is continuing. And they have increased the war to include their neighboring countries and also Iran. So it's kind of odd that Trump thinks he has avoided a war when in fact he probably caused the wars that we're having now by his blabbering about being a strong man and bossing people around, and has probably given these countries ideas as to what they can do in the future. And that is one of the reasons they want to see him come back as president, because he will support their strong arm tactics to steal land. But we don't have that policy in the United States. We don't want our land taken. We don't want a country coming in and claiming our land through force. So we have a policy of not claiming the land of others. And that is something that needs to be decided in the future. Now, Israel has decided to go in and take Gaza. Israel wants all of the Palestinians killed, and it wants to have Gaza built up as a beach resort. And I'm sure Trump is going to have a Trump resort spa hotel on the Mediterranean Sea. China has already given Elon Musk tons of land. Elon Musk says the land he was given by the country of China is equal to the size of 5 U.S. Pentagons. I don't know if you've ever seen the Pentagon, but it is huge. Well, China gave Elon Musk 5 of those to develop his technology. He is free to come and go, but of course this technology remains in the country, and we have given Elon Musk billions of dollars to develop that technology, and he is, through his private connections with China and Russia and other countries, he is free to give that technology away as he develops missiles, cars, and so forth in other countries. Right now, China is mostly interested in cars, but all of the countries are interested in satellites for the future so we can all spy on each other. So here is Trump saying that he was the person who protected us from war, but the current presidents or future presidents will get us into war. But Trump feels he is the savior. Let's see if I get that started.
Now, what was left, because we've lost so much, but there are certain companies you have to have, there are certain things you have to have. Steel, you have to have. If you go to war, there's a possibility you go to war. I kept us out of war. I was the only president in 82 years that kept you out of a war, except I defeated ISIS, but I inherited that war. And no wars. And by the way, and I think it's very important, I call it the weave. You have to weave as long as you end up.
He's thinking of his hair weave.
But while we're talking about it, we have never been so close to World War III as we are right now.
Thank you, Trump.
In Ukraine and Russia and the Middle East. Well, let's. I had no wars in the whole world. Think of it. And I talked them out of wars. I talked plenty of countries out of wars. I had the whole world, other than ISIS, which I inherited, and I knocked out ISIS in a matter of weeks. It was
Lord have mercy.
It's also very important to know that Trump has been using backdoor communications with Russia and China and Israel. He has been trying to conduct international policy, giving away American secrets, American plans, American technology, American defense system information to these countries. He says these are now not his business friends as President of the United States. He now feels that Russia and China and Israel, Netanyahu, and so forth are all his personal friends. And so he feels that calling them up frequently and giving them information and having long talks, even though he is running for president and he is getting information about American plans as a candidate for the Republican Party for the presidency, he is free to call up these countries and say whatever he wants without any monitoring or having to release any information about what he's saying or truthfully saying what they are telling him. So he is in effect a spy, and this would be in past days a traitor. You cannot be a citizen of the United States, and doing business with the leaders of foreign countries about security, safety, whatever you want to call it, and not acknowledge to the government, the Secretary of State, the President, and the other security forces in the United States what is going on. This is spying. This is, although he says it out loud, it is the same thing as if he were in a cloak and dagger spying against the United States to these foreign countries. So Trump is, by his own self-declaration, a traitor, and he should be treated as a traitor, not as a presidential candidate. So what country in the world would put a traitor up to be president of their country, head of their corporation? What corporation would choose a person who is trying to sabotage the corporation and choose that person to be head of the corporation? What person would choose somebody to be head of their corporation and then that person goes ahead and picks a bunch of incompetents who aren't trained or educated in the fields they're going to be leading and are only listening to the CEO and doing directly what he wants without any input as to the whether what he's doing is right or wrong, or whether or not it's destroying the country. So Trump has to be responsible for what he's doing. I don't care if he is old. He can't use his senility to get him out of this. A traitor is a traitor, and it is our brothers and sisters, our friends who are going to be going to war against these countries, and they're going to be going to war against countries who have access to all of our information, and Trump will continue communicating with these countries as he is able to get information because he feels he is above the law and he can do whatever he wants. So, what do you think? Trump a traitor? Should he be immediately jailed and cut out of having any chance of being president because he is a traitor and is not following the rules of the United States about communicating with foreign leaders, especially those leaders who are seen to be a possible threat to the United States economy and national defenses? Anyway, let me know. Like and subscribe. Bye.